Good afternoon, ladies and gents. So, second episode of the series, I'm going to introduce you to another project that I bought. Got this about 3 months ago, and it's quite a project. I've given it a name. It's called the Syrian Sprinter. Any points for guessing why I've called it that? Wow, look at the state of this van. Just give you a quick exterior walk round. So you can see why it's called the Syrian Sprinter, because of these what look like bullet holes in the back of it. Nice paintwork, nice wheels, plenty of rust. Yeah. So, suppose you're asking yourself, what on earth have you done? Because that's what my wife asked. Why have you bought this? Well, I've got a plan. My plan is to turn it into a camper. So it's kind of been a bit of an ambition for a while to get a camper. One, because we've got dogs, and we wanted to take them away with us instead of just leaving them. Obviously, people looking after them. So I'm kind of convincing the wife that going on the camper van holiday is the way forward to France or wherever. Probably should have bought like a new camper van, really, like really nice one for the first time, because obviously she's seen this and she's thinking there's no way I'm going out in that or being seen dead in it, which I can totally understand. So anyway, I'll just talk you through the spec of the van anyway. Let me zoom out a little bit. So it is 2006 Sprinter W903. It is a 4x4, which is, believe it or not, actually pretty rare. This is the Mark II 2006. This is actually last of the line, so you see the headlights a little bit curved. Also, this wing is a bit curved from being dented somehow. This is the 311 CDI, which is a 4-cylinder, 109 horsepower, turbo. They did a 313, which is got a bit more power, and they did a 316, which is a 5-cylinder, which was also in the US markets. So this is not the lowest power one, but that's the 308, but it's the second lowest power. 109 brake, probably got about 75 now in the real world. Actually drives all right, to be honest. So what's unique about these vans? So actually all the running gear at the top, it looks like a Sprinter, apart from obviously you can see the lift, which is standard. It's not, I haven't lifted it at all, but essentially it gives you more clearance because you've obviously got full 4x4 switchable 4x4 center lock diff and low range. So this one is pretty rare, to be honest. This was an old, from what I'm led to believe, a Scottish Power van. So obviously used for like repairing transmission lines and that sort of thing. So obviously they needed the 4-wheel drive for the sort of off-grid operations. I don't think it was a full welfare van, but it's got like additional power points and everything inside, which is, to be honest, I've had to chop them all off because they're draining the battery. So yeah, it's actually a G-Wagon. All the gear's actually from a G-Wagon, which, you know, makes them quite rare, to be honest. All the not the transmission, but the transfer box, all of the axles as well. And as I say, I don't think there was a load of them. I don't know the exact numbers, but I can't really imagine more than like 10 or 20,000 in the UK. So yeah, so what's my plans really? Well, to be honest, the bodywork's pretty terrible, as you can see. Actually, if you look under here, most of the wings actually degraded, to be honest. So you know, the bottom of the doors, if somebody's repanelled them, look shite. You can see all the paint's coming through here. It looks like there's a bit of a hole there, probably another bullet entry from there. Somebody's tried to paint it with something. All of the bottom sills have all been panelled by someone, but pop riveted. Absolute disaster. But the good thing is I managed to find a set of doors with windows on Facebook, from a guy in I think he's in Folkestone. Went down, picked them up, and they're actually all right. The bottom's a little bit damaged on the new doors, but all the windows are in pretty good nick. So that was a great find. I think that was £100 for the pair. Obviously we've got this monstrosity at the back here, which is like a tow bar with a step. I actually quite like the step. Actually makes the access pretty easy. Got a little spinny thing on the top as well for the airflow, which is obviously looks also pretty bad. So that's it. What have I done so far to the external? Not much, to be honest. I bought the doors, but I haven't fitted them yet. I bought this door. So this door was actually blue, and it looked even worse than it does now. So it didn't have a window, so I put the window in myself. Not a bad job. A little bit of sealant overrun there. What else have I done? Oh, I put a new front bumper on because the last bumper was all cracked, so that was quite good. £85, not bad. I put this on because the other one was just as a test. I've got two of them, but the other one was really rusty, like this one is. So I bought a pair of them. I'm just trialing that one on at the minute. Yeah, so new mirrors, putting in some new mirrors. I think these are pretty much seeing the end of their life. They've got these good armor plates on the locks, which are pretty cool. So yeah, it's pretty good. So it's basically, I've been working on, I've had it about 3 months now. I paid the almighty sum of £3,200 for the van, which, to be honest, I think is a bit of a steal. It's got 158,000 miles on it, a little bit of service history, but because it was Scottish Power, you know, these things are going to be pretty well looked after. Fortunately, the previous owner hasn't really looked after it that well, hence by the state of it. He used to look after a private estate, so he used to do all like the looking after, you know, and throwing stuff in the back of it, and fences and tools. So I'll show you the wheels that I've bought for it, which are inside, which off. They're off a G-Wagon. I bought them off a guy on eBay. They're absolutely mint. So I basically tried them the other weekend, and they are catching down here. As you can see, this is all basically coming away anyway. You can see, look at the state of this. So what I'm going to do is, I've got some arch extensions, because the new tyres, they actually stick out to about here. You can see they actually come out probably to about here. So I bought some new arch extensions, which I'm going to fit, which I'll do a video on. It's going in the body shop, as I said, where they're going to do basically sort out this complete monstrosity. Do all the bottom of the doors, all the sills, the foot. I'll just show you here. I mean, this is just, there's not really much left of it, to be honest. But basically, if you look under the step, there's just, you can actually see the ground, I don't know if you can see it through there, but this whole step is pretty much disintegrated. So this will all come out, new steps, new sills all the way down the side. Sort out all this in here. I mean, this is not in very good condition, all this here. Get all this sorted out. Basically, like all of this lip here, get all this sorted. This 3/4 panel's all terrible. I think Stevie Wonder's been doing the repairs on this. You see down here, all this is going to get done. Basically everything that needs doing is going to get done on the outside, and we're going to do the arch extensions. We are going to I've ordered a snorkel kit. I know it's not probably top priority, but I've ordered a snorkel kit from a company in Poland. They do some like super cool stuff called Van Concept. Check them out on Facebook, they're really good. So there's a snorkel kit that comes out here, which is like kind of modified Defender one. Also gonna do flares. So you see them on the W906, the newer Sprinters. They have these like cool flares that stick out. So again, I managed to find these guys on Facebook, the Polish company, and they do their own GRP ones. So they're about this side, they're about, I think about 2.5 inches, something like that, this full panel. And then also on the other side they do a second panel, which basically this one's kind of like two sizes, so it's one size and then it kind of drops down, and that allows obviously the door to open and slide across. So that'll be great. That'll basically cut this out, and these ones are actually pop rivet. Well, people have pop riveted them, people have put hex bolts in, but I think I'm going to try and bond mine onto here, possibly, just to make it look, I don't really like the bolts everywhere, but if I'm going to put the arches on, I'm going to bolt them in anyway, so it might just match with it, to be honest. So yeah, the car's going in to a guy in Kent, actually near Rye, on the south coast, who's found him on Facebook, and he does like all sort of Westphalia T4s and all that sort of stuff, and he looks like he knows his stuff. So so yeah, that's the exterior. Okay, so let's talk about the mechanical side. Since I bought it, what I've done, I did both the front bearings because they sounded like 747 taking off when I used to drive it. All genuine Mercedes parts. The turbo went, which that's the first time it's ever happened to me in my life. It's a Garrett T3 turbo on these, I believe. So instead of just getting a one of those, you know, Korean ones or whatever, I actually got it rebuilt at a guy here, and now it's absolutely sweet as a nut, the turbo. So that was great. That cost us £1,000 to get the turbo done. The bearings cost us about 600 quid, which is a bit pricey, plus a service. So mechanically now it's basically sweet as a nut. The only other thing I've done myself was I changed all the gear linkages, because basically the gearbox was like a stick in a tin can trying to find gears, and eventually it just actually sheared one of the connectors on the gear selector. So that was what I was doing last weekend, and it was an absolute pain in the arse. I had to strip off all the bottom of this dashboard to get in, take it all out. The cables run down under there onto the gearbox and linkages. It's still not perfect, so there's a bit of adjustment, but that's basically what I did there. We also got the exhaust is not complete. I suppose that's the best way to put it. It kind of goes to about here, and then there's no sort of rear section, so that's something I'm gonna order up and get done. And yeah, just want to get the body sorted, get the flares on, get the arches done, the wheels, which I'll show you in a minute, and then it'll obviously go in for a respray. Obviously I'm going to get the windscreen out as well. This is pretty bad here, to be honest. So this, I'm probably going to get the guys to take the windscreen out, do this, which is quite a common rust area on these. So yeah, lots of rust. Right, and here it is. So just excuse the mess because I've got a few bits in here from the weekend. So here's the back end. Looks a bit like a jail cell, actually. A bit like a Middle Eastern prison cell in the back. What can I say? But it's going to be great once we get it done. So I suppose first of all let's talk about the wheels, because they obviously look amazing. They're probably the best thing in the back end of the van. These bad boys are G-Wagon wheels. They are mint. Can't really see as much, but they are absolutely mint. I got them from a guy, 650 quid. Around the corner. They've got Pirelli Scorpion. These are all-weather winter tyres, winter snow tyres, which are proper meaty. Probably they are, what are they? They are 265 60 18s. So, but these are properly rated for the Sprinter. So there's a lot of talk online about obviously loads for these things, because this is a 3.5 ton vehicle, so you can't just throw on your you know, your Rip Speed alloys from Halfords, you know, because you just can't take the weight. But these are off the G-Wagons, which are as heavy, if not heavier, so they're properly rated for the vehicle. These tyres are mint. They've got about at least 5 or 6 mil tread on them. So I've got these bad boys, which are going to be a bit of an improvement over them, aren't they? I've only been using these because these are quite new. They've got quite a bit of tread on them. So as I say, I test fitted them on, and they clipped here and they clipped here. So again, when it goes in the body shop, I'm going to get them to trim that off, and then we'll put the new arches on, and it'll look absolutely mint, I'm sure. That's a Christmas tree in the box there, which doesn't belong there, but that's where it is in a minute. There's my golf shoes, and there's a chest of drawers. So yeah, inside it's got like these welfare lights. It's got a few USB, not USB, it's got a few cigarette sockets, and there's powers that run from the front to the back, power cables, all these panels are going to come off, and then I'm going to get the guys to basically, when they do the outside, move into the inside and just try and sort out as much as they can anyway. So this is the back end. Obviously the plan with this, the layout I'm still working on, but I'll share it later, but likely with the panels, with the flares, sorry, on the back, we're going to have a bed across, which is going to be pretty cool. One of those sort of metal frame beds, and then underneath we'll have that as like a storage area. Probably do something for the dogs for when we go away. We're going to have a maxi fan roof possibly here. And then what we're going to do is, I was thinking about what I wanted to do with the roof, because obviously this is a this is the low roof, it's not the high roof option, which, to be honest, because it's the van's quite lifted on the suspension anyway, it's a pretty tall vehicle anyway. So I mean, I'm standing on the step here and I'm nearly on the step, but if I stand in, I think the clearance height is about 5'7", something like that, so it's not mega bad. But I've seen, instead of just going for the standard VW camper pop roofs, I found it's actually one of the old, they're like a side opening, like clamshell design. They've got a proper name, I forget the name, but anyway, I found a company who does them, and basically will cut this probably rear section, and then the whole thing's hinged. So basically what you get is, instead of lifting this way, as you can imagine, where you only get the head height at the start, and then at the end it obviously tapers down, this, you get the full max headline all the way across. So I've seen a company who does them, they're about £4,000, which is quite beefy, to be honest. Might have a shot at doing it myself, but just the size of it, probably not going to be worth it, to be honest. So yeah, bed across there, lift roof, and then we're going to have a bit of a sort of thinking about possibly trying to put a toilet cubicle in there, but possibly not. Bit of a sort of little kitchen area here, and then I was planning to do like a very little sort of bench, maybe bench seat here, batteries and stuff under there. Bed that way, and I think it'll be pretty cool. So here we are. in the cockpit. First impressions are actually it's not too bad. The passenger seat's alright, to be honest. I mean, I tell you what, they knew how to make hardware and material, fabric and these things. This thing is going to last for a long time. Needs a good clean. I've tried to clean the dash already. And I need to clean it again. I need to keep cleaning it. You can see these pillars are just manky. So I'm thinking to possibly just replace these. These bits are alright. Somebody's drilled in the fin dashboard. People who do that are absolute dickheads. I bought new speakers for the front, Alpine 4 inches coaxes. Got them to install because the speakers are absolutely atrocious. So yeah, what we got, some optional extras. Look at the state of this. I mean, somebody's got a very strong grip on the left hand more than the right hand, because obviously it's more worn than. That's not an optional extra, by the way. That's just someone who's got a very strong left hand, who's more biased with the left hand steering. Here we go. The true trait of the Sprinter, these little bad boys. But actually it's not bad, to be honest. Pretty complete, the grills. Right, what we've got here? Webasto heater under the seat, actually under here, and you can see the pipe is coming through here. Let me just show you that there, you see. So that's obviously going to be properly plumbed in. These are for, I believe, it had a flashy light on the top, and this one I'm not too sure. Maybe it's the ejector seats, possibly. I'm not too sure. Obviously fog lights. Speed that is there. Light adjustments. This is what you would call the poverty spec, which is basically manual windows, no central locking, no AC, just the blank bit here. You do get the business card clip, which I'll have to get some business cards printed so I can get one in there. Now this is where it gets really good. Now, as mentioned, this is where things start to get a little bit more different over a traditional Sprinter. So what you got here, this is, I believe, a fuel filling button. Doesn't really do anything actually, it's just like an indication. If anyone knows what that is, please tell us. ASR, which is traction control, I forget what the name is for that, but anti-stability rolling, don't know, just made that up. This way it gets good. So now, you would think this button, it's quite funny, the indication here, you would think that this means center lock diff, with it like being highlighted. Actually doesn't, that means engage 4x4. This one is engage your center lock dip, and this is your low range. Currently the 4x4 is working, and the center lock diff is not, but the low range is. So I think there's a problem with this, because so basically this has got a vacuum hose, vacuum operated, which goes into the rear diff, I believe, where the control is there, and I think that hose is not there, either not there or not working. So yeah, obviously usual nice little cup holder there, builder's cup holder. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So what have I done? Just give it a quick start up here. There she is. There she goes. Listen to that. It's purring. It's purring like a kitten. Glow plug light on. Number 3 glow plug is out. To be honest, it starts fine, not really any issues with it, so I will do that when I can be arsed. 157, 853, no warning lights, amazing. the lights are on there, but the bulb, the fuse is gone for the bulb and things, so it's not lighting up. Need to fix that. Obviously I put in this fancy little stereo, which is a Blaupunkt Valencia. Looks like it's got a CD slot, but it hasn't. It's actually Bluetooth with a little USB thingy. Absolutely fantastic little head unit. I think it's 110 quid. Absolutely great sound, but it works great. Yeah, spot on. Everything works, fans, heaters, yeah, interior lights. I mean, it's just a bit filthy, to be honest. Needs a real good going over. All of this I'm going to get around to anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much the update for the Syrian Sprinter, which I like to call her. Got big plans. It's going to be a cracking van when I've got it finished, because I think these are mint anyway. Snorkel on, got a rear carrier coming, pop roof, the suspension's already lifted, the wheels, arches. It's going to look class. I've got a friend of mine who's a carpenter. He is an absolute ninja carpenter, and he's going to do all the fit out for us in the back. So once I get this all sorted, he's going to do the build, which will be phenomenal. He's done quite a lot of work on my house. He's done a great job. So yeah, so if you're interested in following this thread and following my other projects, obviously got the Porsche, I've got my Hyundai electric car, which I'm going to do a bit of a review on soon. Turn this off, it sounds a bit noisy. Please subscribe to the channel, please give it some likes, please put some comments and questions on there. I'm on TikTok, just working out that, but yeah, on there, James's Wheels. So yeah, loads of exciting stuff going on. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscribe, turn the little bell icon on, bing bing, so then get to see this beautiful